Hey VIPs, it's Bebop here, and I am joining Nite Shift at the drop for a very special interview with M14 today.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
I'm so excited for this interview. We've had it planned for a minute, and I got to catch your set at System Overload, and you were tearing down the house. I was trying to wave all the way up there at that giant stage that I had you on. Well, let's just get right into it.
Okay.
Tell us, where does the name M14 come from?
So M14 came from, the M is the first initial of my name, and 14 is November 14th is my birthday.
Okay, so what's your first name?
Michael.
Michael, so Michael 14.
Yeah.
That's a pretty dope name. So M14, where does your sound come from? What would you define as your, genre?
My genre that I usually play, probably Tearout and Riddim.
Okay.
I like to play a lot of heavy stuff that inspires me from like Ninja, Murata, and a lot of rhythm from like Trazer. He's a new rhythm artist that's coming out.
Okay.
And I like a lot of like Impact and Samplifier.
Nice. A lot of awesome name drops in there. Loving that. When you go digging for new songs that you're gonna play in your set, what do you reach for?
Honestly, anything that jaw drops me when I'm listening, I'll just be with my headphones in, just listening to certain music. And it's a lot of stuff sounds very similar to each other. I always try to find something different and unique.
I love that, trying to find like the flavor in the song.
Yeah.
Is there an artist that you lean on or that you think really gets the crowd going? Is there one that you know is gonna get your pop?
Definitely, there's a couple actually. Like I'm a really big fan of Crank That. Yeah, Crank That I've always been a fan of, and then Nimda's a real big inspiration of mine right now.
Crank That, we just saw him at Rawhide, and absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Whenever I try to learn a new thing, I always look at whoever at the top and what they're doing, just so that you really see what a professional polish is. And man, that show was polished.
Yeah, I really wish I would have seen that, but I missed it because of work. But yeah, every time I see Crank That, it's always exciting.
Earlier, I had mentioned getting to check you out at System Overload.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, right before that, you had a head injury.
Mm-hmm.
So how did brain surgery affect your set, and how did it affect you as a person?
Actually, I didn't even think I was gonna do the set because they were trying to send me home with tubings in my stomach because what happened was I had an infection in my stomach, and it led up because I had a shunt in my head, and the tubing that runs to my head, and that all got infected. So they had to pull it out, and then they had tubings in me, and they were saying I had 3 weeks. But System Overload was 2 weeks away from that. So I was just waiting just to hear back, and then right before I was gonna get out the hospital, they removed them out. They said you don't need them no more, but I had to go home with a PICC line. So if nobody knows what a PICC line is, they put an IV in your arm, and it's connected to your heart, so I could give my medicine through it, so I don't have to stay in the hospital.
Okay.
So I had that in my arm while I was DJing System Overload. It was very uncomfortable, but I did it, and I wasn't supposed to, because if it comes out a certain distance, then they got to remove it and then put a new one in. And they give you 5 centimeters of length for it to come out. When I got done DJing and I went to the med tent because it was hanging out 30 centimeters.
Dude.
And the doctor saw it, and he was like, just wrap your arm up and then go home and then get it done tomorrow. Just enjoy the festival. But being on stage with that in my arm, trying not to move as much, and you're up there DJing and all the music is playing,
arms and everything.
All the chopping and everything, I ended up just pulling it out on accident.
Well, you put your life on the line for the music and for the people, otherwise they wouldn't have got that. So I wouldn't have got to see you out there slashing it. So thanks for, really digging in on that one.
Yeah, it was scary because I really thought I was gonna go up there and faint, because I wasn't working out or doing nothing for probably a whole month when that was happening, and I was getting really lightheaded, especially out there. I was just trying to drink water and then DJ, and I was getting lightheaded. I was
hot?
Yeah, I was like, if I pass out right now, it's gonna be known. Everybody's gonna know me for that.
Did you tell anybody before you went up there, hey, keep an eye on me? If I go down, pick me up?
I told my cousin that was yeah. My cousin said if he sees me fall down, he's gonna get somebody, but I didn't tell anybody.
Shout out your cousin.
Oh, Desert Hydra.
Oh, your cousin's Desert Hydra. Yeah. It runs in the family, man. That good slice.
Yeah, just not the height. We have a big height difference, but yeah, we're cousins.
He said we had a big, just like Sullivan King and Ray Volpe, right?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Awesome. Did that injury and recovery affect the music that you played at all? Did you play anything differently because of it?
No, I played exactly what I wanted to. I played that set how I wanted to, and it was so much fun.
Hell yeah, love that. Well, I got some headbanging in. We'll show some of those pictures because also I think your friends made like a totem with you on it in the hospital.
Yeah, I was in the hospital bed. They took a picture and they made a totem and it had those posters said from the hospital bed to the DJ decks, and then it was just
from the hospital bed to the DJ decks. That's a hell of a headline.
Yeah, it was sick. I wish they would have brought it in, but you know, nobody wanted to actually hold it, so I have it though.
Legendary status. Well, we'll definitely share a picture of that right here in the interview.
Okay.
So speaking of local artists, you know, shout out Desert Hydra, but who in the community, if you could do a back-to-back with anybody in Arizona, anybody in our meta, who would you back-to-back with and why?
It'd be Vibrations.
Shout out Vibrations, the man, the Nite Shift, the legend.
Yeah.
So why Vibrations?
Because me and him are really cool, and he like plays like techno hardstyle, and I really love it. I've always wanted to play a set like that, just a pure set of all of it. I play like little bits and pieces in my set just because I like it, but doing a whole 60-minute set with him would be sick.
That would be incredible. I would definitely show up for that. You know, and you brought up hard techno. I think last time I saw you was at 9th and Jackson for the Nite Shift hard techno, like Hellbound Casca show. And you told me then that you liked hard techno, and I was blown away because all I heard from you was rhythm and headbang and stuff. So how do those two genres meet? Like, do you play a little bit of that like hard techno drop in yours? Yeah,
I did a couple songs at System Overload. That's what I originally like started off with EDM, liking that kind of music.
Hell
and
yeah.
Then I explored, and then I found Riddim and Tearout, and then I really liked that. But I didn't even like Riddim when I moved to Arizona 2 years ago. I just purely like dubstep, and everybody liked Riddim out here. And I gave it a little shot, and I was like, let's just see if I could do it. Then I started doing the chopping videos, and then
everybody loves the chop.
Yeah, I got really into that, and then I got pretty good at it. So that's why I fell in love with Riddim.
I feel that, you know, and I think hard techno was really trending hard in 2026. You know, we see a lot of the top artists, Subtronics, you know, even like the Alley Cat back-to-back Level Up collab. They put like a little hard techno breakdown in their songs. So I feel like a lot of the top artists, we were talking about like looking at the top and seeing what they're doing, are fitting in more hard techno drops. But do you play more than just the drop? Do you also play some of like, you know, the other parts of the song?
Yeah, I mostly just play stuff that's gonna catch people's attention, whether it's a remix of like a popular song people can sing along to. But the reason why I like hard techno is because if I'm doing purely like 15 minutes of like Tearout or Riddim, just to switch it up. I like those jaw-dropping moments because when I'm in the crowd, I'm watching other DJs do it and they randomly just put in techno or hard style, it gets me excited, it gets me pumped. So I do that for other people too.
And the switch in BPM, right? You know, it changes people's motion.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now, let's take it bigger than Arizona. If you could back-to-back with anybody in the world, dead or alive, hit all history, I don't care if it's Mozart, who would you back-to-back with?
Schism.
Schism. Okay, why Schism?
Schism was one of the first artists I heard when dubstep was coming in.
Okay, so it like caught your ear and you're like, this is the sound I've been looking for.
Yeah, the Never Say Die and all them like Zomboy and stuff.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, love that. So, I've got a fun question for you. This one's a little bit off the beaten path. But you're at the tables, you're scratching, you hit the turntable. Riddim Genie pops out of the turntables and grants you one incredible set anywhere in the world. You could, you know, think like Tiesto in front of the pyramids, Effin in the hot air balloon. Where would be your dream set to play from?
I think playing in the catacombs.
Playing in the catacombs, like
playing hard techno down
in Rome?
Yeah.
Ooh, some Indiana Jones shit.
That'd be sick.
Hell yeah. So like right there with all the like tombs and skeletons and just a whole rave down there.
Yeah, because I'm like a big horror fan, so stuff like that, like I love.
That is just wild. That is not what I would have expected. Shout out to that, super cool answer. And like, you know, a little bit of travel involved. And it's also kind of trendy to do it in Rome right now. They got the, you know, priest who's also a DJ, the cardinal who's out there like flipping out in front of Rome. So
yeah, I saw that.
I love that because, you know, the culture it's expanding and in ways nobody even expected.
Yeah.
So that was a really unexpected answer. Absolutely love that. Everybody's got a love-hate relationship with some of the trends in the EDM world, you know, whether it's the fashion or the way the music's played. But then there's things that the same people hate, other people love. So what is one thing in the EDM genre that is a trend, but you love it?
That I love?
Yeah.
I like, especially when hard techno DJs
disco and bass music.
Okay. So
Randomly,
people
like
flip.
Holy Priest does, and
Yeah.
I know the people who really like techno and stuff. They don't really like it. They're like, don't do that. You can tell me.
Yeah.
It's like they're just like purely want techno, and then when Holy Priest does it, you know, I read their comments sometimes when they post clips of that, and then people always say that they don't want to hear that. But I think it's really cool. I think it's something different.
You're absolutely right. And you know, speaking of Holy Priest, him and Sullivan King just did a song exactly like that, right? Where they're taking those two genres, peanut butter and jelly, and everybody's like, no, this isn't what I came for. Yes, you did. Yeah, I'm here to tell you, yes, you did. This is exactly what you signed up for. Hearing music you didn't know you liked until after you heard it.
Yeah.
So what's a trend you hate? What's something you're like, dude, that, cut it.
Social media influencers becoming DJs.
Social media influencers, so like people who were a personality first, right?
Before.
And then they become a DJ. So me, right? Like you don't, you're like, stick to your podcast, don't become a DJ, bro.
Well, no, I
totally
just
understand.
Like, you know, like certain people get booked because they're really famous already.
Okay.
If they have a big platform, they give them.
Okay.
And there's a lot of videos of DJs actually doing like shows and stuff, and people want to call them out on what they're doing bad and stuff, but I don't like that. I mean, other people might.
Okay. That's, you know, really understandable because as somebody who's, you know, running the circuit yourself, putting in the work, putting in the time behind the decks, you want everybody to be doing that too. You don't want them to get like a, you know, get out of jail free card, skip to go, just because they have a big following. That's deep, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's a big call out, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who probably feel the same way. You know, have been to a set and they're like, oh, I know this person, and then maybe the music's not exactly where it needs to be because they haven't put in the time behind the decks to really like master that stage.
Yeah.
Right on. So, for a new aspiring DJ, what's a tip you would give? If, you know, whether it's the social media influencer making their break or, you know, somebody is inspired by M14 and goes, I'm going to get brain surgery, then I'm going to go do a DJ set.
Yeah, I don't recommend that.
I don't recommend that either, but what would you recommend to them?
Don't try to impress everybody.
Don't try to impress everybody.
You're not going to impress everybody, and you just stress yourself out just trying to, like, just stick to what you like, play what you like. People are going to like you for who you are.
Okay.
And, like, you know, don't worry about numbers on social media. I do worry about, I get caught up, like, I'll post a video and it has this many views, and I'll post another video the next day and it doesn't. I'm like, why doesn't it get? But just stay consistent. That's what my cousin tells me all the time, Desert Hydra. To stay consistent, always posting, and just be true to yourself. You know, he's like basically my role model. Even though he's younger than me, he's my role model. You know. Oh,
dude, that's amazing. I love that. You know, being able to look at your peers and admire them for their art is the sign of a really true and incredible artist. Because a lot of people, they get so stuck on their own ways, their own ideas that, you know, they never learn because they never have the opportunity to grow because there's some system that allows them to validate. Yeah. So I like that. And you know, to dovetail onto that same question, if somebody is, you know, wanting to be a DJ but worried about the social media, you know, hook up with your friends. There's somebody in your friend group who knows how to, you know, link your posts and make it, you know, SEO visible and all that kind of stuff. Because there's always somebody in the community there that can, like, you know, help give you that little bit of a boost. And then work together with other artists because, you know, when you collab, you're not only combining each other's, you know, audiences, but each other's talents. And like the collaboration of art and talent is, you know, really the height of like the experience.
And that's another thing is like, don't be afraid to ask for help from people. Like,
hell yeah.
People get real scared and like, oh, I don't want to, but no, you should learn from as much people as you can possibly.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. You know, while we're on like the deep topics, right? We'll put our highlighters on. What's your soapbox? You know, everybody, when I bring them into an interview, I try to give them a minute to say what's important to them, right? Whether it's, you know, talking about the guys that they got started with, the family that helped support them, or the mission that they're on. What is it for you that, like, you want the viewers to know?
Well, what's important is to be a genuine person, especially in this. Like, be good to other people, you know, help people out.
Hell yeah.
Ask people for help.
Hell yeah.
Always take a break if you have mental health issues because this thing can get like kind of stressful. You're always trying to post every day, you stress yourself out.
Absolutely.
And everybody has a life to live, so like, you know, make sure you know what's important.
Burnout's real too.
Yeah, it definitely is, because I work 6 days a week at Amazon, and I work 12-hour shifts, and I try to come home and DJ, get these videos recorded, and then post them, and go to the gym at the same time, worry about my physical health. But it does become a lot. Sometimes I gotta realize I gotta take a break and just, you know, enjoy life a little bit more. Instead of just focus on like social media numbers, because there's more to life than just looking at a full screen.
Man, that's so true. As you guys watch this from your phone screen.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about it, you know, when we look at the top artists and how they do it, you know, a lot of those guys, they plan for those mental health breaks. They plan for that vacation. And, you know, Grizz is a great example of this. You know, he took his sabbatical, I'm retired, right? And then what did he do the whole time he was gone? He made music, he made plans, and then he just exploded when he came back out. And so it's good to have that time, you know, where you go back to the drawing board and you make your plan and you have your roadmap, because sometimes you got to come out swinging. That's how you make a lot of noise, and that's how you really get noticed.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, how about some shout outs? I love to give, you know, the audience, our friends, the other artists you work with, that opportunity to, you know, hi mom.
I have a lot of shout out. I met a lot of people out here since I moved. I didn't know what I was going to expect coming out to Arizona, but my cousin convinced me, and I met a lot of people. I met like Vibrations, I met Lou, I met the Crimson Boys, Fam. Those are really close people to me. And yeah, especially my cousin. My cousin's the whole reason why I started DJing. Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even been out here. I would have had a place to some overload if it wasn't for him. Like, he helped me out a lot. He helped me buy my first DJ deck.
Hell yeah.
So
that's big support from the fam, man. Yeah. And that's how you should be supporting your family. That's how you should be supporting your friends. Yeah. Right? Like, that is what makes it, you know, so incredible, because you get out there and you push even harder. You're like, not only did you work to get there, but your family put you on too.
Yeah. And I definitely want to shout out my girlfriend, because she was by my side when I was in the hospital, half brain dead on the bed. Like, she was out there supporting me even when I was out of the hospital. She was helping me because I couldn't walk fully yet. So it was a lot.
No, hell yeah.
But yeah, shout out to her. Especially.
Shout out to her. I'm sure you're watching this right now. So, also, I'd love to give a shout out to Nite Shift for this collab, bringing us together. And, you know, hopefully there will be other awesome Nite Shift collabs as I rock my Nite Shift hat. And then also give a shout out to the drop, being able to be here. You know, the show's here. More people need to know about the drop. Like, everything from just like the vibe and the scene. We're in a mirror hallway right now, to the artists they're putting on and being about the community. You know, last time I was here, they actually were giving out little rubber duckies just to people coming in. And so I brought you a rubber ducky today as our little symbol for the drop. And this is the trend I love, is the giving culture in the community, where we...
The trinkets?
Yeah, whether it's a trinket or the candy or just passing on good vibes, really that's what keeps me coming back, you know, is making friends like you, M14. And all of you out there who have watched, thank you so much for hanging out with me and M14 here at the drop. Definitely check out the next Nite Shift show. You can check out their Instagram, and there's always one dropping right around the corner. Check out RDYVIP. That's my podcast. That's what you're listening to right now in collab with Nite Shift. And check out Vibrations, because we've given him a shout out like 5 times. So I'm going to link him in the comment to make sure that you guys all go and listen to his music as well.
Yep.
You can check out his page on ReadyVIP.com. We have an artist section, which we'll have to get you on there now, and it connects directly to their SoundCloud and a little artist bio. And so now, M14, welcome to ReadyVIP.
I appreciate it.
Ah,
did it.
there you go. Boom. Until next time, VIPs, stay ready. We did it.
I didn't even know you.